All right, so we're going to dive into something that seems, well, kind of small at first glance, right? A tech glitch. But when we get into it, it's like, whoa, this is a big deal. Montana's online voting system. Yeah, had a bit of a hiccup, let's say. We're going through some news stories about it today. And I got to say, it gets pretty interesting.
Definitely interesting and important too.
So Montana, they decided to launch this online absentee ballot system September 20th. All sounds good, right? Making things easier for voters. But then they had to immediately hit pause, like full stop.
Yeah, not the best start.
Because a voter, get this, his name is Maxim Single, he's living overseas, discovers something's off. And it's not like, oh, my county's name is misspelled or, something minor. This is major.
Yeah, I read about this. Not minor at all.
He's trying to vote, and there's simply no option to vote for the vice president on the whole ballot. I mean, how does that even happen?
Right. You'd think that'd be like step one of double-checking the system.
Makes you wonder what else they might have missed.
Yeah.
But the wild part is, Max, he reports this the same day he finds it. And Montana, to their credit, they shut the whole system down that very same day to fix it.
Wow. That's impressive, actually. Talk about a quick response.
Right. So on one hand, good on them for acting fast. But on the other hand, how was this even possible in the first place? And, the vice president specifically missing, that's not just any candidate.
Exactly. It makes you wonder, was this a random error? Or something, well, more deliberate? It's like, is online voting as secure as we think it is?
It's supposed to be more convenient, right? Especially for, military folks overseas, people who can't easily get to a polling place. That was the whole point of this system in Montana.
Right. Accessibility for everyone.
Yeah.
But this case shows the other side of that coin. You know what I mean?
Big time. Imagine being someone who depends on this system and you can't even cast your full vote. It's like, okay, convenience is one thing, but not if it means potentially losing your voice in an election.
It's that classic dilemma, right? Security versus convenience. Like, a simple bike lock is easy, but not that safe. A heavy-duty one, way more secure, but a pain to deal with. And when we're talking about something as important as voting,
It's not just about convenience, it's about making sure every vote counts and is counted correctly. And this Montana thing, it really highlights the risks of going fully digital. I mean, technical glitches happen, but then there's also the human element. Someone's got to code this stuff, someone's got to implement it. And mistakes, well,
they happen, unfortunately. You'd hope that with something as crucial as, the vice president on the ballot, they'd triple-check everything. But this shows that even with the best intentions.
exactly. And then, of course, there's always a worry of someone intentionally messing with the system, hacking or whatever you want to call it. That's going to be on everyone's minds these days.
Oh, absolutely. It's a whole other layer of complexity and something we can't afford to ignore.
So, bigger picture now. What can we learn from this whole Montana situation? It seems like a one-off, but it says something about election security in general, don't you think? Especially with more places going online for voting.
Definitely. This really emphasizes how important it is to have, layers of security. And not just about stopping bad stuff from happening, but also being able to catch it early if it does. And being able to fix it quickly, like Montana did, thankfully.
Yeah.
But it also shows how vital it is for regular people to be involved.
Right, like being aware and engaged and not just assuming everything will always go perfectly smoothly.
Yeah, exactly. If this guy, Max, hadn't been paying attention and acted fast, who knows how long this issue would have gone unnoticed.
It could have been a much bigger problem, absolutely. So, for everyone listening, this is your reminder. Stay informed about how elections work where you are. If you see something that seems off, report it.
Don't just assume someone else will take care of it. Your voice and your vote matters.
Couldn't say it better myself.
Yeah.
So as we wrap this up, here's something to think about. Does all this make you feel more confident in how voting works these days, or less? Technology's changing how we do a lot of things, and voting is no exception. But progress comes with, well, maybe a few bumps in the road.
And it's up to all of us to make sure those bumps don't turn into, major roadblocks to democracy.
Well said. That's something to think about, for sure.